what the universe is trying to help us do when we have struggles, when we have challenges. I think one of the things that people struggle with the most when it comes to having obstacles, when it comes to life showing up and giving you something you did not see coming, okay? We can look at it one of two ways. It's called duality, yeah, where you get to choose how you get to see it and experience it. You can look at an obstacle and go, oh my gosh, the universe is really trying to tell me this is not the way that I'm supposed to go. Like, this was a no-go. Well, or you can look at it and go, okay, the universe is really testing me and I'm going to persevere. I'm going to hustle. I'm going to chase after my dreams. I'm going to try and control my outcome. Boom, 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 boom. You can take a look at what you're struggling with and really try to understand it. When you understand why this situation has presented itself to you by tuning into how it makes you feel or what the message of it is, it empowers you. It helps you really understand that the universe truly is always supporting us. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it in my world. The universe, the faith that I have in the universe, and the way that I believe the universe works is that it is always serving me, okay? It serves me just as much as I serve it. That's a big, bold statement, but I believe in it wholeheartedly. I believe the universe serves me just as much as I serve it, and I serve it on a daily basis, all the time. If there's something big that I'm wanting to bring into my world, whether it's just a new vibration level, whether this is a experience that I wish to have, whether I'm manifesting something material, there's energy within me that I may or may not be aware of that needs to move out, that needs to kind of go away, that I need to be able to surrender and let go of. Now, there are those that are so in tune, they know what it is, they do the work around it, and boom, manifestation takes place. But to the degree in which the universe wants to make an impact, the universe will give you what we in the human form say is a struggle or an obstacle. It's the universe, it hates me. It gives us something when we think it's punishing us, where really what it's doing is helping us clear out energy that we might not be aware exists within us, or personal experience here. We know it exists within us, but we think we've got it under control. No, I know I'm that type of person. Like, I'm totally type A. Yeah, woo, high five. But the universe is like, yeah, you can't continue to be that way. You've actually got to see how much of this energy exists within you because you've been so good at tricking the universe. Not really. The universe is going to give you this upheaval. And trust me when I say sometimes it's chaos in order to really help you see that there's aspects of you that you don't like, that you might hold shame around, that you might be embarrassed about, that you never knew existed. We don't have to go, ew, me. Instead, we can go, wow, Source, thank you so much for seeing that that energy is so not aligned with me. It is so not who I want to be. It's so not what I want to experience. Thank you so much for bringing it to my awareness. I'm ready to do the inner work that's necessary to align myself with more well-being, to align myself with more caress, right? Being able to allow energy to flow through, being able to feel more joy, more happiness. We're the ones that get to see the opportunity that's before us and do step in to do the work necessary to benefit. But we're also the ones that get to choose that maybe we're not capable of dealing with it. Maybe we're not ready to deal with it. Maybe it's too big, too much. You know, the universe is always going to cycle right back around, okay? Because what's for us will always be for us. We all know that, and most of us believe that. What's for me is always going to be for me. But if the universe goes, yeah, I just need to get you to this type of vibration, or I need to get you over this control hump so that you can then get what it is you've been asking me for. They're asking now that I explain what that means, because I really don't want to present Source, God, in such a way that makes people think it's third person, makes people think it's an outside being looking at Jackie going, I see within you some control issues and we get rid of that. So I'm going to do something to you. It's not really what it is. The universe is energy. It's made up of vibration. And if I want to manifest into my world a beautiful new house, but it's at a frequency of XYZ, and I'm right below it, the universe, recognizing the discord in vibration and wanting very much to serve me, says this puts out, right? Puts out a vibration, a vibrational frequency that's going to allow me to do work. I'm going to pick up on this into whatever it is that it's supposed to be that I need to heal. As I do the work around it and I heal around it, guess what happens? I raise my vibration to XYZ, and then this beautiful house that I wanted to manifest becomes reality. Let's say it's a relationship, another energetic being that's vibrating at XYZ. Well, if that's the case, then I have to do the inner work necessary in order to become aligned with that vibration. So if we could even ponder that for a moment, and I'll talk slow, we'll take a little bit of a break so you can kind of comprehend what it is that I'm saying. But if we could stop looking at God as an almighty person, so to speak, being, if you will, that's dictating in a yay or nay fashion, and instead become more aware of, I'm the one controlling the vibration at which I'm at, which means I'm the one controlling how quickly what it is I want to manifest into my experience comes in. And that if I were to do any inner work, any inner work that benefits me and moves me towards expansion, as I expand my energy, as I make my energy more, if I knew that if I would step into this work and do this work, that I would bring myself into alignment with what it is that I desired, then I might take more ownership for my life and stop playing a victim to an almighty God that's just doing what we set an intention and put out to the universe. Make sense? You cannot force energy. You can't control an outcome, because the reality is there is absolutely nothing controlled. Nothing is under control because energy shifts and changes all the time. Energy ebbs and flows. Albert Einstein says that energy cannot be created or destroyed. It actually takes on new form. It changes and shifts from one form to another. What does that mean? That means you can't create energy and you can't destroy energy. Anything that you want already exists in one form. You're the other part of form that needs to adjust to be able to sync to it. Ooh, how good all that feels. I feel more in power now. I feel in more, I don't want to use the word control, but it's not a better word. I feel more purposeful with what it is that I'm doing because I get to decide. I get to choose. If what it is I want to experience in my world is that important, then I better buck up, put my big girl pants on, and recognize that the universe is going to serve me something that I'm going to want to run through, but very gently heal so that I can receive what it is I want to experience. During this process of healing, what does it look like? It looks like a knockdown, drag-out fight with a spouse, or a knockdown, drag-out fight with a child. It looks like war of the egos. I'm right, no, I'm right, no, I'm right, no, I'm right. I'm the mom, you're the daughter. I'm the daughter, I'm a 19-year-old doll. But I'm the mother and I'm always going to be your mother. Like it could very easily look like an argument between two very loving people, but there's upheaval in the relationship to shift and change this relationship. If we attempt to force, that's ego. Do it now. No. Do it now. No. This one's saying absolutely not, ego, no. This one's saying do it now because I said so, ego, do it. There's no spirit in any of that. When what we're trying to do is manifest a beautiful house, and so logically we say, got to clear up the credit score, pay off all my debt, save this amount of money for a deposit, I'll make sure I make this amount of money so that it looks like it's income that is consistent so that I can take care of a mortgage payment. These are all the steps I got to do, all the steps I got to do, all the steps I got to do. I'm doing the steps, I'm doing the steps, I'm doing the steps, I'm doing the steps. And then there's an emergency, the car breaks down, and all that money I saved up has to go to the car. Like, universe, what the heck, man? If we try to force and control, oftentimes it's so much more difficult. You can't force energy to conform. You just can't do it. You would be better served by surrendering, by letting go. Now let me tell you, as a mama of a 19-year-old, what that means is not like white flag, okay kid, do whatever you want to do. No. Surrendering to the energy of what's going on right now. This is when you can see next steps, answers. This is when you receive guidance. I was channeling and I was explaining to the guides that I needed a little bit more clarification of what it was that they were showing me, because what I was shown is me in the middle of a cloud or me in the middle of fog. I wasn't able to really see what was in front of me, and I desperately wanted to. But the more desperate I became at seeing what was before me, it got closer and closer and closer. The more desperate I became in seeing what was before me, I began to restrict energy, because desperation is not a awesome energy. It's a restrictive one. Desperate energy is ego energy. The more that I surrendered, the more that I let go of the need to see, it started to come back. It started to recede. It started to become more clear, the steps that were in front of me. They were showing it to me in the form of a path, so I could see the bricks laid out before me, and I could take another step and walk, take another step and walk. The purpose to what I was seeing was to see that if I restrict energy and force it, or try to control it, to try to manipulate it, it becomes less visible. My steps, my guidance, my clarity. The more that I surrender to the process, the more that I allow the energy to do what it's supposed to be doing, the more that I can see, the more clarity I receive, the more step before me become obvious. Our egos attempt to tell us that that's not true, or that it's not safe to even try, because we'll get hurt, we'll be disappointed. But in my opinion, there's nothing worse than being in the midst of a panic attack and not being able to see or not being able to feel my guides around me. You see, when you're in stress energy, fear energy, it's hard to feel the guidance. They're always there, and they're always trying to bring you up. Always, always, always. Never, ever going on vacation. Never. But when I am in a state of allowance, I know. I see my guides, I hear my guides, I understand what's going on. I can see the path before me and how it's unfolding. The more that I surrender and let go. It's so helpful and so beneficial for us to find ways to let go more instead of control more. There's techniques, there's tools, there's things that you can do Meditation helps us become more comfortable being in a state of allowance, more aware of what peace feels like. There's nothing wrong, in my opinion, when we're struggling with anxiety or a moment of depression. There's nothing wrong with isolating yourself and tuning out the world, closing the curtains, getting under the covers. If what you're going to do is sift through energy that's not yours. If you've been hanging out with your best friend who's been feeling really anxious, question if the feelings that you have are even your energy. We can't feel ourselves if we're surrounded by other stuff. We can't hear if it's so loud outside us. I think it's extremely beneficial to take moments of silence so that we can begin to understand our own thoughts, so we begin to feel our own energy and our own emotions, so that we can begin to understand more of what and who we are.